Yeah, Vanessa, this recent study from online data company Comparitech shows in the last 15 years alone, Massachusetts has seen 44 data breaches affecting almost 2 million of our records. But let's face it, 2020 has made our lives more digital than ever, and these numbers will only go up. Virtual meetings hijacked in Westwood and Newburyport.
Vulgar messages, also created anti-Semitic symbols and racial epithets.
Taunton second graders forced to watch an older student perform a sex act on camera.
Some of the kids were horrified. They had their hands over their faces.
But experts say with everything going remote in 2020,
Can I see your work? Can you hold it up?
we'll likely see even more hacks in schools.
You can log off, my friends, okay? And go have lunch.
Take a look at this global chart showing a 30-day stretch this summer with almost 10 million reported malware encounters. Hackers targeted education more than all of these other industries combined.
What hopefully will come from this is that schools will be almost forced into looking at their cyber security policies.
The hacks could be for monetary gain or just to wreak havoc on school systems to perhaps delay reopening.
We've actually seen in recent weeks, like the doubling of amount of malicious domains compared to previous weeks. So it's all gearing up, right, for the beginning of school to be starting.
Even with the hybrid learning model that most schools are doing, some families will still choose to stay fully remote. Here at Benjamin Benneker, for example, only about a third of the students will come into the classroom. But for the other 2/3 of students, it's important to remember the school is still responsible for their online safety.
We had to essentially get a new content filter to protect the kids from inappropriate content online. So we can get notifications if a student is being bullied or if the students are writing about any kinds of self-harm and things like that.
But some of the poorer school districts have fewer resources to adequately protect kids, which sadly is a catch-22.
It could end up costing money long-term if you don't invest in those kinds of solutions, right?
What was the biggest lesson learned from that incident?
Almost triple checking to make sure that we're creating a safe place for everybody, especially our viewers at home. This was a negative reminder that there's people out there that are really trying to continue to create the divide.
And the tech experts we talked to say it really comes down to these districts educating their staff, the parents, the students about so many of these things. We're talking about multi-step authentication, anti-ransomware technologies, making sure you're changing the passwords to your home router, not clicking on unknown links. And for those teachers, making sure you're not just finding anything online to help teach your kids with. Guys.
Well, you were live at Westwood High School. They had a class Zoom bombed last week, and a lot of parents are concerned about this. A lot of parents talking about this. So how can school districts make Zoom safer?
Yeah, I asked the tech experts, is Zoom safe? They said it is. It's like a vehicle, but you can make it safer. Think about a car that you get into. You get in, you drive, it's a tool, but there are rules and regulations you have to follow, and Zoom is the same way. Any of these online video conferencing networks where you have to make sure you're setting passwords, you're making sure you have waiting rooms. And a big thing here, guys, when you set these passwords, make sure you're not announcing it to the whole world on social media, because you better believe these hackers can find that.
Yeah, Wale, great reminder. A good one for all of us to remember. Wale